But that's kind of crazy, right? Like I'm working on neuro and organ transplants and clearing senescent cells. And I've invested in things like inhaled insulin for diabetes. You know, when you meet someone as absolutely crazy as I am, there has to be a backstory. Of course, with me at the age of 16, I was misdiagnosed with an autoimmune disease. All told, I've had 43 hospitalizations, 6 major surgeries, and 3 organs removed. By the time I was 26, this was 7 years after I had had my entire large intestine removed, my doctors were all telling me I was cured, but I wasn't. And I was in extreme pain. So over a period of time, they kept upping and upping my opiate dose until eventually I was on 80 milligrams a day of methadone. Now, this is a gigantic dose of opiates, and I absolutely hated the drug. So I went to my doctor and I said, I need to be off this medication. I don't think it's doing anything, and I think it's actually causing me a lot more rebound pain. And she said, well, next step could be to surgically implant a morphine pump into your spine. I was like, I was 26 years old. I was essentially a shut-in. I couldn't function. I couldn't work. Going to the grocery store was like the hardest thing I could accomplish in an entire week. And they were telling me that was the rest of my life. I said, absolutely not. And so I fired my entire healthcare team, went home that night, and I dropped my own methadone dose by 40% and went through essentially heroin withdrawal for a week by myself. I ended up rebuilding my healthcare team with doctors and healthcare professionals that worked with me as a colleague. I ended up getting diagnosed correctly, put on a medication called Remicade. And within 24 hours of that first dose, I went into remission. Happened overnight. And it happened mainly because I took control of my healthcare. You know, that whole patient as CEO thing? This is real. It can save your life.